Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to remove the front driver's side door panel on a Honda Civic. We're going to start off by removing this window control unit. If you look in the very corner right there, you can see where there is a small gap where you can just fit a flathead screwdriver in there. So you want to very carefully slide the flathead in there. And you want to make just enough of a gap where you can put in a plastic pry tool. And the reason we want to use the plastic pry tool is the plastic on the window control unit and then also on the door panel itself is really soft, and you can mar it up real bad if you go trying to pry on it with something metal. So we're just going to create a small gap, and then we're going to use this. And you can get these for pretty inexpensive off of Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can get these. And so what we're going to do is we're going to slide this underneath the window control unit, and then while we pry up on it with this, we're also going to use our other hand and kind of pull up on it, and then we're just going to work our way down, popping out these clips here on the window control unit. And then once you have it popped out, there's a couple of wire plugs you gotta unplug. On this one, the tab is here on the bottom, so you're gonna push in on the tab with your thumb and then pull out on it. And then this one right here, the tab is right here at the top. Push on it with your index finger and pull it out. And next, we need to remove this Phillips screw that's right here. Next, we're going to take both of our hands, and up here by the corner trim here, we're going to slip our fingers in behind the door panel, and our fingers are going to go behind the door panel, and our knuckles are going to be against the glass, and we're going to kind of pry off of our knuckles like that to pop this corner of the door panel loose. So you can see the top here is loose, and once you have the top loose, you're going to take your other hand and start going in behind, and again rolling it off your knuckles, popping the door panel loose. And just work your way around the side and around the bottom. And then along the top here is a strip where it's the whole length is clipped in here to this strip. So once you get the bottom loose, we're going to start working this top off. And when you get to this point, you got to be careful. You don't want to go rip it at the door panel and pull it off real hard, because we do have the trunk pop button over here, and that has a wire that goes to it, so you don't want to go pulling that and tearing the wire. And on the back side here, this is the wire that goes to the trunk release, and the tab is right there on the top. Push it on the tab and pull out on the wire plug. And the door panel's off. Now, one thing before we put the door panel back on, one thing that you do want to check is you can see this green clip right here. So that's the clips that are on the back of the door panel that go all the way around the door that hold the door panel on. So before you put the door panel on, you want to make sure that some of these clips didn't stay in the door, or sometimes they fall on the ground, or they'll fall in behind the door panel. So we're going to want to take that clip back out and put it back on the door panel before we put it back on. And to do that, we're just going to use our plastic pry tool again, and we're going to get it behind the clip and just work our way around the outside to pop it out. go. And to slide the clip back in, you can see how they're mounted in there. So you're going to take this first ribbed section here, we're going to slide it in between the first gap on the top there, not the second gap here, the first one here. And stick it in there, and then slide it in, and it'll click into place. And these usually never break when you take off the door panel. They're pretty solid. But if you do break them, as these cars get a little bit older, you can get these for also very cheap off Amazon, and I'll link to those too. And so now we're going to put the door panel back on. And so to do that, first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in the trunk release wire. And then we're going to hold the door panel up to the door, and you can see the strip here that I was talking about on the top. So we're going to hold it up to that, feed the wires back through the hole to make sure they don't get trapped in behind the door. And we're going to put the door panel along that strip and make sure it kind of lines up around that corner trim there. And once it's lined up with the strip, we're going to press in on the top, and you'll kind of hear it clip in. And so the top's clipped in here, the bottom is still hanging. So I just go around to the side here, and I will just check to make sure. You see that green clip here? I'm just going to make sure that the clip is going to line up with the hole before I press it in. And it does. And so I'm going to press it in and then go around and use the palm of your hand to clip in the rest of the door. And then we're going to put this Phillips screw back in. And then the window control unit's going to go back in. Make sure to plug both these wire plugs back in here. And then line up the control unit. Make sure the tabs are placed where they should be. And then once it's lined up, just press it in. And that's it, guys. That's how you remove the door panel and put it back on. Thanks for watching.